Hey guys, today I have something really exciting that I've been looking forward to for quite a while now. If you guys remember, about a year ago, Lenovo launched the Legion 5 Pro and that laptop was simply fantastic. It paired a Ryzen 7 5800H with the RTX 3070 that has a 140W TGP, giving really impressive performance. But the most impressive thing about it was that you get that amount of performance for a price of just about 2700 Singapore dollars, which translates to roughly 2000 US dollars. It was hard to beat and probably still is. But in my hands right now is the all-new Legion 5i Pro for 2022. And yes, I know that this is technically not the successor to the model that we reviewed because this has the i moniker, so this has an Intel CPU instead. But for 2022, that means a 12th gen CPU. So this has a Core i7-12700H and that's paired with an RTX 3070 Ti. Needless to say, performance is downright amazing, and to get straight to the point, this laptop is just as fantastic as ever. But before we dive into the performance, let's talk a little bit about the laptop itself. Now, if you're thinking this looks almost exactly like the previous generation, you will be right. It still retains the angular lines and sharp silhouette with the two large exhaust fans adorning the back. It's also going to be primarily made out of aluminum, which makes it really robust while giving a premium feel. The only portion that's made out of sturdy plastic would be that rear shroud that comprises the dual vents and most of the ports. The weight is also roughly the same, coming in at about 2.5 kilograms or about 5.5 pounds. Honestly, the only difference between this generation and the previous in terms of design would be the absence of the backlit Y logo. This has instead been replaced with a simple Legion font. That's it. So if you like the design of the previous generation, you'll probably still like it here. And if you didn't like it, well, you would also still probably not like it here. Personally, for me, I do like this a little bit more just because it's slightly more minimalistic. Now open it up and you get a really nice IPS display in a 16:10 aspect ratio with minimal bezels all around. Depending on the configuration, there should be 3 main panel options for the display. One option for Full HD and 2 options for Quad HD. We have one of the higher resolution panels here. 16 inches, IPS, 2560 by 1600 resolution, 165Hz refresh rate with overdrive, 500 nits brightness, 100% sRGB, HDR 400 certified, Dolby Vision and G-Sync support. In essence, it really is a beautiful IPS display that you'll enjoy doing anything with. Just using the laptop normally for documents or entertainment, or even a little bit of color work in Lightroom and such, it performs well. But perhaps the best use case is ultimately what the laptop is designed for: gaming. And yes, I definitely thoroughly enjoyed gaming on this laptop with this display. Great resolution, 165Hz is really awesome and it gets plenty bright with G-Sync support even. Playing games like Halo Infinite was really nice. As for the webcam, you're getting a 720p image, so as you can tell, it's definitely nothing fantastic, but it's going to do you fine for meetings over Zoom or perhaps gaming over Discord, so in that regard, it's acceptable. There's also a toggle switch for the camera located on the right side for your privacy needs. Moving down, you have your power button with an LED, and that will give you an easy indication on the power profile that you're on. Blue for quiet, white for balance and red for performance, to which you can easily toggle through via the Function plus Q shortcut. And of course, you get the very familiar keyboard from Lenovo, the Legion TrueStrike keyboard. I personally like this keyboard quite a fair bit, and I do find that it's one of the more comfortable keyboards out there for both typing and gaming. It also does feature 4-zone RGB lighting that's fully configurable via the Lenovo Vantage software. As for the trackpad, well, it works fine and I have no qualms about it. In fact, I did find that for this generation, it has a slight improvement over the previous when it comes to palm rejection. Without disabling the trackpad at all, I could game fine without any accidental inputs. Considering that almost half your palm will be resting on the trackpad with your fingers on the WASD cluster, this is great. Audio quality is about the same as the last generation, which means to say that it's still great. You still get two 2-watt speakers located on each corner on the underside, and they provide plenty of volume with decent clarity. Included is an 80Wh battery. Lenovo claims up to 7 hours with Mobile Mark 2018 using hybrid mode, and we would say that it's a little shy of that. For the most part, you can expect around 5 to 6 hours of battery life, which isn't too bad for a gaming laptop of this caliber, but definitely nothing to shout about. As for ports, well, it's an upgrade all around thanks to Intel 12th Gen. On the left, you get Thunderbolt 4 and a Type-C port, while on the right, you get a standard USB 3.2 Gen 1 headphone mic combo and that handy Webcam E-shutter switch. The rest are found on the back, where you get RJ45 Ethernet, a Type-C port that supports power delivery up to 135 watts, HDMI 2.1, two more standard USB 3.2 Gen 2, and a proprietary charging port. But now, let's talk about the main reason why you're watching. Let's dive straight into the specifications and the performance. For a start, there are a number of configurations available for the 5i Pro, but well, this is what we have. Core i7-12700H, 16 gigs of DDR5 RAM running at 4800 MHz, RTX 3070 Ti with 150W TGP, and 1TB of NVMe PCIe 4.0 SSD storage. First up, Cinebench. The Core i7-12700H is a CPU with 6 performance cores and 8 efficiency cores, and with this whole new architecture, it really performs. On both the quiet and balanced power profiles, it will achieve roughly 10,000 for the multi-core, which is already pretty respectable, but change it up to performance mode and it increases a full 70%, achieving a score of roughly 17,000. As for DaVinci Resolve, the performance is great as well. Even on the quiet power profile, it was able to render the 10-minute 4K project not too far off from real time, but swap over to performance and it rendered almost twice as fast. We then come to the core focus of this laptop, gaming. We tested on two resolutions, 1080p and 1440p, and we made sure that we ran it using the performance profile and to make sure that it only runs on the discrete GPU for the best possible performance. So here are the numbers. At 1080p, in games like CSGO or Valorant, you can be rest assured that you'll make full use of that high refresh rate display, while in games like Halo Infinite, you still enjoy frame rates well into the triple digits. Bring the resolution up to 1440p and the RTX 3070 Ti will still deliver. Again, CSGO and Valorant are still well above 300 frames per second and the other AAA titles are still well above 100 or very near that number. All of that at the highest possible settings, no less. If you're interested in ray tracing, that RTX 3070 Ti will deliver as well. Realistic lighting and shadows, but yet with still really great frame rates, no less thanks to DLSS 2.0. This holds true for both 1080p and 1440p. All of the games are just really enjoyable. Regarding thermals, you needn't worry much, especially if you're just going to game. Both the CPU and GPU will hover around 80 degrees Celsius for the most part on the performance power profile, which is really good. For creative workloads, take it with a grain of salt since we are using Cinebench R23 to put a full 100% CPU load here. But in essence, you're going to see roughly mid 50 degrees Celsius on quiet mode, the mid 70s for balance, and just about 92 to 93 degrees Celsius for performance mode. Now does it get loud? Well, it definitely does, but I would say that it's within reason. On both balance and performance mode, the fans will spin up and you'll hear them whirring away, but it isn't obnoxious or high pitched. It's alright. As for quiet mode, it's practically silent, so it's pretty impressive. Lastly, we come to price, and this is where it isn't as great as last year. For this exact configuration, it'll set you back just under 3,500 Singapore dollars, which translates to roughly 2,500 US dollars thereabouts. That is about 20% more expensive compared to both the AMD and Intel variants last year. Now with this new sticker price, we would say that it is still very much worth it. Intel 12th Gen is quite a lot better with new features and more, and the RTX 3070 Ti is a welcome upgrade for sure. Not to mention that Lenovo really squeezed all the performance they can while still achieving great thermal performance. It is really a darn good gaming laptop. Moreover, we would say that the price increase isn't just because of Lenovo alone, but rather the industry as a whole. So if you were to compare this laptop to the other popular gaming laptops out there for the current generation, this is still arguably the more affordable option. In any case, we really like the Legion 5i Pro, and safe to say, Lenovo's done it again. This is an impressive gaming laptop with great performance and good thermal performance to boot. Moreover, it's at a price that's still rather reasonable. Honestly, it's been a great experience and we can't recommend this enough. This is just a great gaming laptop, no two ways about it. If you have any questions, let us know in the comment section down below. If you'd like to, do check out the affiliate links in the description as well. If you do, thanks for your support. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Till the next one. See ya!